guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with my November TBR. October was so fast. I knew it would be fast though. I was out of town for probably a week and a half out of the entire month, so a little over a week and a half. I went to Chicago, and then I went to Oregon, and then I went to Germany. So it was quite a whirlwind, and I feel like I missed the second half of fall that I was really excited for, because you know what, November means Christmas for me. So we're going to be doing a lot of Christmas reading, a lot of Christmas vlogs, a lot of Christmas excitement starting in November. My favorite time of year, so be ready for that. But I don't even know, I am going to be doing a Christmas TBR video and a Christmas new releases video and a Christmas romance recommendations video, so those are all coming. Right now we're just gonna do my TBR for November. I do have prompts. I'll probably pick 5 out. I do have 2 book club picks, and I will be doing a cozy holiday read along with my Patreon that we haven't planned yet, so that will be happening. And then I have a ton of arcs, and they're gonna be new releases. I will chat through, I think, like 3 or 4 new releases I for sure will be reading, and we'll just go from there. So the very first book I always share is my Nora Roberts pick, which is going to be Blue Smoke. I have a Nora Roberts book club with my Patreon. I actually pick all the books out at the beginning of the year, so we know all 12 going in, which is actually really helpful because I always listen to audio. So if there's any Audible sales, I will snag any of her books that are part of them on Audible, because not a lot of her books are at the library for some reason on audio. And so I love having that schedule, and it's going to be time to pick next year's. We've been doing it for 2 years now, and next year will be year 3. So if you're interested, my Patreon is always linked down below. It's one of my favorite book clubs. I love Nora. She is now one of my top 5 read authors because of this book club, so we still have a lot to get through our backlist. But Blue Smoke is going to be our November pick. I'm very excited. Look at Nora looking so fun on the back. Look at that like iridescence of that cover too. So this one, I do not know what it's about. So her family's pizzeria burned down, which is so wild because her son, Nora's son, owned the pizza shop in her town that she lives and has her bookstore and her inn at, and that burned down. Weird. Not recently, like within the past decade, I feel like, but wild. Okay, so this says that her neighbors and relatives help pull together to help through the crisis, and they want to arrest somebody responsible. She ends up studying, I think she studies, like now she's a fire investigator, which I find really fun. Nora does have really cool professions for her characters in her books, so I love that. And so now there is a tragedy that happens. She meets Beau, who seems different, who I assume is going to be the hero, and she is trying to trace the origins of calls, fires, and hatred aimed in her direction. I cannot wait to read this. Obviously, always excited for new Nora. And then for Historical Hellions, we've kind of not read the best books lately, which is kind of sad. This is my historical romance book club that I run with Samantha and Christy. We are reading The Last Hellion by Loretta Chase. We've been trying to pick authors we love, but I feel like we've been picking not the best picks because we just read Teresa Medeiros and I DNF that one. And I love Teresa Medeiros. So hopefully this one's good. It does have a 4-star rating. So this one says that the Duke of Ainswood has everything he wants, and he's determined to throw it all away. So he is disreputable, reckless, and wild. Oh, a mind-numbingly beautiful blonde Amazon knocks him off his feet, literally. And there's an incendiary passion. I love that. I love that. And she's dedicated to protecting London's downtrodden. So he's part of the problem, not the solution. She would like him to get his big, gorgeous carcass out of her way so she can carry on her work. I actually really love heroines who are really like involved in society when I read my historical romances, so that sounds like a lot of fun. I also have a few new releases that we'll talk about. So Laura Pavlov has a new release that I will for sure be reading. I think actually, let me look when her Christmas ones comes out. She is part of like a series of romances coming out in, I think, November. Let me look. November 20th. So the 4 Amazon originals are going to come out. There's Home Sweet Holidays. Laura is one of them. Snow Place Like Home. I don't know if I'll read the other ones. I read all of them for the paranormal spooky ones that recently released. There were 6 and I only liked 2. So the other ones were like fine, and I'm glad I read, I think, 4 out of the 6. 2 of them I did not need to read. I don't know if I'll be reading all of them. For sure I'll be reading Laura's, and then she has Love You, Mean It coming out November 4th. That is the second book, I believe, in her Blushing Alaska series, so obviously I'll be reading that. And then I do have an arc of Kelson Denise Stone's new one, Highest Point. This is between 2 people who fence, which sounds amazing, and he is described as a mountain man, and I think it's an age gap. So I will be reading that. And then we do have 2 fantasies coming out. Melissa K. Rorick is coming out with the 4th book in her series, and I believe it's the final. I've only read 2 of them, so I should read 3 and 4 in November. I don't know. I'm gonna be home all month. I am seeing the Jonas Brothers 3 times. So that's a little busy in my month, but other than that, I am not traveling and I will have some time off over the holiday season. So hopefully I can read a lot, including these fantasy books. So I have Melissa K. Rourke's new one, which means I have to read book 3, and then Brimstone is coming out. And I probably should reread Quicksilver. So those are new releases I'm excited for. I feel like this month doesn't have a ton of new releases though that I'm dying to read. It just has a ton of Christmas ones. And who knows what I'm going to be reading when it comes to Christmas romances. So let's go ahead and pick out some books from the jar. So we have our prompts, and I will pick out 5 books to read. So the first one is read a cozy book. Okay, actually there's one that I really want to read that I recently did in a haul, so I'm gonna have to look back there real quick. There were quite a few I could have chosen, but I do really want to read Hopelessly T-Voted. This is cozy because it takes place at a tea shop, and like look at the cover. So she inherits a tea shop from her family, and he is actually a screenwriter. It says he's a failed screenwriter, and he is back at his family manor. This is more on the spooky paranormal side, but I still have a lot on my fall TBR I didn't get to, and technically November is still fall, so I do want to read this. And I think that there might be like spirits and stuff, so they have to come together to save their town. And the fact that she owns a tea shop, literally it's called Hopelessly T-Voted, has me screaming. So I feel like this is gonna be cozy enough for me to love, and I cannot wait to read it. But there were definitely a few other cozy books I could have picked for that prompt, but that is number 1 that I'm excited for. The second prompt, read a NetGalley arc. I have a lot, so let's go ahead and look at my Kindle. I do have Peyton Corinne's new one. Actually, no, I don't have my Kindle on me. Okay, we're gonna go. Oh, I have my NetGalley app. I was like, I can't see the titles on my phone app and I don't want to download all of them, so I do have a lot. Okay, so because some of mine, I do have Heather Fawcett's new one, but that doesn't come out till February, and my Peyton Corinne doesn't come out until April. So we are gonna do one of my Christmas romances because I do have them and they are coming out soon. So let's go ahead and read the Donna Ashcroft one because it's Christmas at the Scottish Lodge. Christmas in Scotland with a cozy romance, absolutely yes please. I don't know anything about this plot and I don't need to know anything about this plot. I will be reading a Scottish Christmas romance in November and I will be thriving. So that is book 2, one of my NetGalley arcs. I did go on a spree of Christmas romance picking from like requesting on NetGalley, and I got quite a few, so stay tuned for that. Read a book with food on the cover. I don't know. Ooh. So we do have this here. Oh, there's no food on here. Oh, there's a cake. I guess that counts as a cake. These are all books that I just have in general that I haven't read yet. I don't know if I still want to read like fall cozy books or if I want to start going out of those, but we are gonna look at what I have out from the library. Okay, this counts, and I've actually seen a lot of people talking about this, and I feel like it's a good transition book too, Between Seasons. I have the audio out and I still have it for 2 more weeks, so it's good. It's a good time frame to be able to listen to. And this one has, yes, so he has a grocery bag. It's Different This Time by Joss Richard. This one I've seen so many people love, and it has a 4.15 average, and it's a second chance romance. A twist of fate forces 2 former roommates to move back to New York City and face events that led to their estrangement, which I love New York City and I love second chances. So we're gonna be listening to It's Different This Time, and there's food on the cover, which is perfection. I love it. I'm so excited. Yay, so now I'll have to read that. All right, number 4 is read a holiday romance. Okay, so what do I want to do? I have so many. So I have these right here. I think I got 4 recently in the mail that I should focus on for sure. But I do have so many on my Kindle, it's not even funny. So we have these 4 that I've recently gotten, and I don't know. Do I give Hannah Grace another shot? Because I didn't like Icebreaker, and so I don't know if I would like this. I don't know. And then I do have Julian Winter's new one, which comes out in January. Is this not holiday? Oh, that might not even, I swear that cover, I thought that was a Christmas romance. This is not a Christmas romance. That doesn't count. I do have Lauren Blakely's new one, and this one is a billionaire, and he's gonna pose as her Christmas boyfriend, which is exciting. And then we have While It Was Snowing by Julia London, which I kind of want to read this one. Oh, he's a professional golfer who is rehabbing an injury. And they have to share the festive lodging together. I think I'm going to do this one. So she's a single mom and she wants to, for Christmas, is to paint. She has to have 3 new paintings. I love that. And she has 2 teenage sons, and she and her best friend has a solution, a vacant family lake house in North Texas, where she gets to paint for 2 weeks. And I guess this golfer shows up because he's supposed to stay there as well. I'm gonna read this one. That is gonna be my holiday read for the month. Though, like I said, I'm gonna be reading so many more Christmas romances, and it's not even gonna be funny. I'm gonna be thriving these next 2 months. The last one, read a book less than 300 pages. I love this. I can fly through shorter books, so I'm very excited for that. I actually kind of want to do this one. I don't know if I left it in the box. I think I did. So I just filmed I did. I was surprised by how short this is. I just filmed a book haul, which you should have seen before this, and I unboxed the KM Moranova book, and this one says it's 304 pages, but when you go to the back, it's 283 pages. I don't know why it says that in the beginning, because it has like a little about it on, because it's an arc, but this one is less than 300 pages. I was shocked, and I've never read this author, so I'm very excited. It says that he has a problem. He can't stop killing his partners. So he is labeled as clinically insane. He is the most lethal asset to the Dark Forces, which is a brutal underground military operation, and his one directive is to not kill the new girl. And she escapes a death sentence of her own, and she is forced into his brutal world. So that sounds cool. I love a dark romance. I love more action suspensey romances, so I think I will really like this. So this is going to be the last book I read. So we have 5 books chosen. We have some new releases, and I am so excited for what's on my TBR. We have some ARCs, we have some ebooks, which I'm always trying to read through. We have some audiobooks, we have some physical books. So I'm very, very happy with how this TBR turned out. Let me know what you're excited for me to read and what you're reading in the month of November. I would love to hear. I cannot wait for November. Like I said, the next 2 months are my favorite time of year. It's finally getting colder. I will stop complaining about how hot it is here, and I will just be living my best life. So if you have made it this far, leave me it's too early for the Christmas emojis, and I know I'm going to be using them incessantly in November, so none of that. Leave me a tea emoji for Hopelessly Tea Voted. So I think there's like a teapot and possibly a teacup. Leave me some tea in the comments down below to let me know you've watched, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.